Hello, my name is Matthew Pfeiffer with MattPfeifferCoaching.com. Thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. On this channel, I talk about all things narcissism, and I answer the questions of viewers who may have a question related to narcissism in regards to a romantic relationship, a family relationship, and or workplace dynamic. It can be pretty much any type of dynamic that might be related to narcissism. And so if you have a question and you would like to write in, you could send it to my email. It is justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. Just make sure that it is 2 to 3 paragraphs max and that you are very direct and to the point, because I have a lot of paid coaching clients that I have to get to. I have a lot of emails that we have to get through and questions in my DMs and all of my social media platforms as well. So to be fair to everyone, and also because I read the emails right here on YouTube, it just makes it a lot easier for everyone to digest as well. And if you need my help, and the fastest way to get in touch with me is to book a paid coaching session by going to mattpfeiffercoaching.com, and you can book a paid session, and you'll hear from my assistant within 24 hours, unless it's a weekend, of course, and we can book a session and we can be off to the races. Just make sure you also hit the bell notification and you hit the subscribe notification. And with that being said, let me get to this email. And this email reads, my husband is in the U.S. military and we have 2 children. Son is 2, daughter is 10 months. I'm German and we got stationed in the UK. I found out about him cheating on me during my 2nd pregnancy, but due to me just being a stay-at-home mom and pregnant at the time, I believed his lies. You did not believe his lies. You were in denial. You knew that those were lies. You just did not want to believe it at the time. That's okay. Everyone has to go through a process. You just denied it, and you just more than likely just did not accept it because something in your gut, the reason why you wrote this is you remember that. You remember that moment. So internally, you knew something was off and you chose to deny it because you wanted to keep the family intact. Maybe there would be multiple reasons why you would have been in denial. Also, you're probably dealing with some codependent issues if you are with a narcissist. And so you did not have the validation that you needed to be able to leave, because when you're talking about codependency, you need extra external validation, because codependents struggle with validating their own feelings. And so that would be the reason why that happened. But that's okay, right? We're learning. Now he is deployed and I found him on several hookup apps. And so he continued to cheat on me. And that right there proves that you did not believe his lies, because you continued to check on his hookup apps and those sorts of things. So your gut was right. You knew that he was going to continue to cheat. And so this email continues. I am in Germany with the kids and at my parents. He knows about that. And I just want the divorce. I am scared about what will happen since I believe he'll break loose, meaning he'll lose his shit. He was physically abusive once in the past, but I can't provide any proof of that. I don't trust him, and you shouldn't. And I am scared he will show up. Once I tell him we're done, I'm scared that he'll show up once I tell him we're done and that neither me nor the kids will return to the UK. He is highly manipulative, doesn't take care of the children. All he is interested in is the TV and his phone. The work always comes first. He keeps my money tight as well, so I already know he will cut that. Once he knows, I know that he'll cut that once he knows I want the divorce. I just don't want to lose the kids. Do you have any advice? Kind regards. Love your channels. Thank you so much for all these informative videos, and you are welcome. So yes, I do have a lot of advice. So you actually said it yourself. This is one of those situations where you kind of already know what to do, because you actually said it in the email. You said, I just want the divorce. And that is exactly what you need to do. Quite often people, when you have been in a toxic and an abusive relationship, we pull back and we shrink right? And that is a very strong codependent tendency where you shrink down in the moment because we want to kind of be invisible. And we think that that is somehow going to protect us, but it does not. It actually does quite the opposite. You need to take this to court. You need to be, in terms of your fear, right? What I talk to my clients about quite often is so this fear of him coming after you, right? That's a real fear because he's done it, but that doesn't mean that you don't go after the divorce. Go after what you want, right? Which is the divorce, and protect yourself, right? You mentioned that you're with your family. You need to surround yourself and talk to friends and family about what's going on and bring them into the mix. You also want to talk to your lawyer. You want to talk to him about possible protective orders, right? And you don't want to stop until you feel safe. Your gut, so going back to where you were in denial, your gut was right there, and your gut is telling you something right here to protect yourself, right? And so protect yourself, surround yourself with good people, and talk to them, and until the point where you have a plan in place that you feel safe and your children feel safe as well. That's what you should do, number one, right? Number two, you may not get a protective order because, as you stated, you don't have the evidence. And once again, that's okay. Even though you don't have evidence, you can still put parameters in place in the divorce decree to make sure that there's some strict boundaries set. For example, if you don't get full custody and you have to share and exchange children, you can exchange at a police station. That's something that is very, very common, right? And just put parameters in place. One of the things that codependents struggle with is understanding boundaries. And what are boundaries? Boundaries are understanding where your responsibility is versus their responsibility. You can't stop him necessarily from trying to come after you. However, it's your responsibility to make sure that you keep you and your kids safe, right? And so whoever you need to talk to, whether it be your lawyer, whether it be your friends, whether it be your family, whether it be your parents that you're staying with, you don't stop networking until you get what it is that you need. If you were out of a job right now, I would tell you the same thing. Don't stop talking to people until you find a job, right? In this situation, don't stop talking to people until you find a way to keep you and your kids safe. That's number one. Number two, you need to talk to a lawyer. You have a lot of cross-country type of dynamics happening here, right? And so you need to talk to a lawyer. You need to involve a lawyer, and you need to do this the right way. Part of the reason why you have a level of fear is you just haven't educated yourself. You haven't talked to the right people. You need to circle yourself and develop basically like a team to make this thing happen. You already know that he's going to cut you're 100% right. Your gut, again, is telling you that he's going to rip the rug out from underneath you when it comes to the finances, right? You already know that. So guess what you need to do? You need to prepare for that. You need to prepare for your finances being cut. I don't know if it's something that you can afford, but if you cannot, before you go down this road, what are we doing? We're developing an exit strategy, right? Even though you guys aren't physically together, this is still an exit strategy. So get your finances in order, talk to a lawyer, and then go after it, right? Go after what you want, which is what you said right here in the email, that you just want a divorce. So thank you guys for tuning in. And once again, if you have an email that you would like for me to answer right here on the YouTube channel, send it to justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com. If you would like to book a paid coaching session, go to mattpfeiffercoaching.com. And until then, I'll talk to you later.